doing podcasts, not like interviewing people, but they're like kind of little short and snippets of kind of where my clients are currently at prep-wise. And, you know, there's a couple of questions that we're going to go through, and I think people kind of like to know the in-depth, nitty-gritty little details that goes and comes with fat loss and muscle gain and just bodybuilding in general. People love to know what your little routines are, etc., etc. So I'm just going to introduce Harry. Obviously, Harry, I've been coaching Harry since quite a while, like over 6 months. Yeah. Harry approached me with the goal of competing, and we've pretty much gone from October. You know, essentially, if you look at Harry's starting photos, he looks doesn't anything like he looks now. So he's progressed, like, I think he's probably gained like 10 to 12 pounds of muscle in a 6 month push up from just training in a progressive overload manner and just being consistent to now coming down looking pretty fucking good, on the verge of being shredded. I would say he's you know 77.5% there. I think obviously 20 yeah, so he's almost there. Like, we've got loads of time, and this kind of carries on to what I saw one of your questions coming, Harry, earlier on my thing, like, because I'm doing a podcast tonight as well, like I said earlier one, and like, am I going to be ready in time? Yeah, absolutely, like 100%, man. You got 16 weeks, dude, and you're on track, like, without a doubt. And this is the thing as well, like, a lot of people get hung up about, like, oh, am I going to be ready? But like, well, yeah, you are, but we're not ready now, but you're going to be ready. Like, why would you want to be ready now? People want to be ready like 10 weeks out. Well, yeah, I mean, good luck maintaining that. Good luck maintaining muscle in that phase. It's not going to happen. You're going to feel like shit for so long. But anyway, guys, Harry, if you want to give us a kind of a little bit of like an update as to why you chose me as your coach, where we've gone coaching wise, and the relationship we've built over the period of time. So from the start to obviously now where we're at the present. If you want to give the listeners a kind of an idea.
Do you want me to start like when I first started training to then when I picked you up to then now? So basically, I've been a rugby player all my life, since the age I was like 5 years old. But I was a very, very skinny guy. I was injury prone, and I needed to make a change massively. Like, I was getting injured pretty much every season. So I joined up a gym, and then I joined up a gym. Mate, I can't fucking do it.
What?
I'm just nervous, like on camera, I just can't.
Oh, fuck off, mate. I'll edit this out. Get on with it, man. Come on, dude.
I'll ask the question again. It's just the journey up until then. I'm just like, fuck.
Mate, you're absolutely you're fine, man. Yeah, like, where did you start? Why did you go from rugby to now? Not rugby to now, but why did you go from rugby to thinking about competing? What changed? Injury prone.
So yeah, basically I was injury prone when I was playing rugby a lot. So I needed to make a change. So I joined up at a gym. I was going probably around twice a week on a bro split, probably doing triceps and biceps on separate days. So literally didn't have any knowledge within the gym whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it got down to a year. I was still getting injured. Training just wasn't there. Nutrition was off. I just literally didn't know what I was doing with training. So I thought to myself, right, what's the best thing you can do now? Probably get in a book and learn. So that's what I did. I also followed along with those people on social media. I watched a lot of YouTube, which helped me out, which was decent. So then I sort of started setting up a training program that probably still wasn't as good as what we've set up together. Nutrition was clean, but I didn't know anything about deficit or anything like that. It wasn't good, so I was still skinny. And then I started speaking to people on social media on like, how can I gain weight? And they said, just start eating, a fucking bro.
So,
I was on.
Yeah, I know.
Hear me?
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. All good, man. Yeah. Like, obviously people don't really realise how much food you have to eat to gain weight. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Like, I didn't know what a surplus or a deficit was, which wasn't ideal. And then, as I said, I started learning. I went to Malton College on a rugby academy, so I had a strength and conditioning coach there, which did help me out massively with training and what to eat, because they set up a nutrition program as well as a training program. So I followed that for a while. And then I started to get knowledge with going into my local gym. So I started training properly, started eating properly, but still I was skinny. At this point, I didn't know what progressive overload was still. And then people are going to hate this because I was just getting impatient with bodybuilding. I went into CrossFit.
I remember that. I remember you told me when you were prepping, you were like, I'm going to start doing CrossFit. I was like, you're not.
Yeah, I know. So I went into CrossFit because I just thought it looked cool. I saw like a series on Netflix. I don't know what it was called. It was like The Redeemed or Dominant. And I was like, right, this looks decent. So I started that. And again, my nutrition just wasn't on point. So when I was doing so much workload, I was going there like probably twice a day. The amount of work I was doing, I was just eating away my muscle because my nutrition was shit.
Yeah.
So then I was like, right, this is going horribly wrong. I need to actually gain some size. I need to actually educate myself on what I need to do. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I need to educate on what I need to do. So then I joined back at a local gym, and then I was following the likes of you, AJ, Josh Bridgman, Joe Jeffrey. I was actually at the gym, my first gym I joined, Joe Jeffrey was there, BST, but I'm there now, but they've obviously changed location. So I was speaking to him quite a lot. And then I saw your page, absolutely loved what you did, saw the athletes you had, and I was like, right, this guy knows his stuff. So I was like, right, let's hop on board with Jack. This was in October. I remember I was in London at that point, and we were like, I was like, I don't know whether to do it or not. And then you were like, come on, man, like, let's achieve big things. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then jumped on board with you. Adhered to everything you had to say within my off season, progressive overload, nutrition, training, and then it just had a snowball effect from there. And then obviously we gained quite a lot of weight, and now we're 5 weeks into prep.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm feeling good. Obviously, as I said, I'm adhering to everything you're doing. We're making adjustments to what we need to do, and yeah, spot on.
Yeah, absolutely, guys, and that's quite interesting as well, because obviously Harry contacted me, and I remember having the conversation. I actually remember it. He was like, "I want to get a coach." He was like, "I want you to coach me," and then he was like, 2 minutes later, he was like, "Oh, I can't afford it." I'm like, "Mate, but you've just fucking asked for coaching. You can."
Such a bad idea.
You can afford it. Like, wasn't that in the space of like a minute?
Yeah, it was just me thinking like a student.
Yeah, and then as soon as I said that, you were like, "Yeah, you are right. I can afford it."
Yeah, it's because I wanted to change, mate. Like, I was bored of just plateauing.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. And this is the thing. Like Harry was a bit reluctant. Obviously, he wasn't reluctant, but he wanted to coach, and he just needed a little bit of G'ing towards the goal. And some people need that. So obviously, I took Harry under my wing, and like I said, he's pushed up to what did you go up to bodyweight wise again?
I was 197.6, I think.
Yeah. So he pushed up, like 25 pounds.
When I first started with you, I was like 178 pounds.
Yeah. So over 20 pounds in bodyweight then.
Yeah.
Yeah, over 20 pounds, like 23 pounds in bodyweight over like a 5-month period, and obviously progressing your logbook and getting stronger. Which essentially, if you're not getting stronger over time, you're not going to grow. Fact. Like, I don't like talking in absolutes, but you have to get stronger over time. And Harry's got stronger. That's why now his physique, on the way down, his physique's looking nice and healthy. He's looking tidy. He's got one of those superb midsections that men's physique guys have. He has that kind of like, that like model beach look, that like the jawline. Like even when he was fatter than he is now, he still had the jawline. And
I don't get why I put fat on my face. I just don't.
Yeah, I think it's probably down to things like just fat cells. You just don't have many fat cells in your actual cheeks. It takes me to look like how you look now. It will take me to be 1 week out from a show, and my face will be shredded like yours. But again, that's just it is what it is, isn't it? But Harry's doing the most likely going to do, depending on conditioning, but he's most likely going to do the UK DFBA Southern County show. The goal is going to be to bring, because I was there last year, I competed at that show, and I saw the calibre of the men's physiques. I had a men's physique client last year at that show, and I saw the calibre, and they are so fucking shredded. Like, people think, oh, men's physique aren't shredded or they don't train hard. Mate, the men's physique guys, they're so dry, they're so hard, and it's like, you have to be fucking peeled. You have to be peeled. Like, yeah, sure, you can't see your legs, but you have to have flawless midsection, like for example, me, I could never do men's physique because I've got horrendous abs. But like, for example, Harry or my client Ismail, their midsections are just ridiculous. They're like blocky. And that's what you need to be a good men's physique athlete. And you need that kind of flow. I think men's physique just suits some people more than others. And bodybuilding, I think bodybuilding is just more... I think everyone can bodybuild, but I think structure-wise, I think it's easier to go into a physique show. Do you know what I mean?
At first, we were thinking about doing bodybuilding, though, weren't we?
Yeah, I think at the start I gave you the option. I was like, what do you think? Like, let's just get in shape and see what's going on. But with the caliber of the juniors athletes this year, I think most of them just have absolutely insane amount of density and muscle. Just sweeping quads. It's like, you know, it's just insane. Like, I don't think you've trained your legs for like properly for like 2, 3, 4 years, have you?
No, like also it's my knee as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that was a bit of that was just annoying when I think that was literally just before we started prep as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, you worked around it though. You mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's certain movements I can do. It's just back squat was just wasn't there. Like my knee just felt awful. But yeah, I've substituted it with other movements, which is
absolutely. And this is the thing, guys. Like, you don't have to back squat. You don't have to hack squat. You don't have to pendulum squat. You don't have to deadlift. You don't have to bench press. You don't have to do any of these. You have to do movements that people seem to preach. Like, there's no have to do. All you have to do though is overload, essentially, to get better and more efficient at performing these movements, and essentially just add weight to the lift that you're doing. Because the way I coach, like if you guys follow me, obviously you will be following me, the guys who watch this, but you'll know I coach in a manner that I don't really look to add volume or sets. We obviously, you know, as you progress and get stronger, you're going to add volume anyway. But I don't add sets, so I'm not going to say to Harry, right, this week we're going to do 6 sets. You know, then it's going to be 7 sets and 8 sets. It's not how I coach. I don't coach like that. I coach, like, I don't give everyone like my kind of, not my kind of training, but the way I train myself. I don't say, okay, cool, do 2 sets and take every set to that absolute ball busting point. Because I think, Harry, you'll agree, like, it's not everyone can go there, can they? Not everyone has the ability to elicit that kind of intensity, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, Harry's just got stronger, progresses lifts, upped his body weight over a period of time. No secrets here. And now he's coming down, looking really, really tidy. I may try and add overview some images to the screen. I have no idea how to do that, so I'll probably get Harry to do it. I'm no good at editing. I hate editing. I hate making shit like that. I'm just good at, like, I hate making stuff. You know what I mean? I hate doing it.
It's the same with YouTube, trying to do like a vlog video, trying to do like everything, like transitions. Like I just can't be asked with that stuff now. Like all I want to do is document my journey towards prep, and then just do like nutrition and training sort of videos rather than all the fancy stuff all the top influencers do. Like it's hard work, but I don't think that's me, to be honest.
Absolutely, and neither me. You're never going to see me doing a fancy edit. Like, how the hell do I do that? Like, that's why I've got someone to make my entire website for me. I'm not making a website. I haven't got time to do that. How am I going to do that? That's going to take me hours. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. That's the thing. Like, we don't, do we? Like, do I have the time?
You're a guy, mate.
Yeah, like running a coaching business, I don't have time to make a fucking website. So I think, like, we're going to just whack this up raw. Harry, should we go through a couple of those questions? Like, you know, not loads of them, but like 2 or 3, the ones that you have previously from the story that I put up.
Yeah, so I've got a few here.
Okay, cool.
We've answered that one. So I've got, what other sports have you done? So I've got rugby. What was yours? Yours is football, isn't it?
Yeah, so I played football for pretty much like 10 plus years. I stopped playing at like 18 because I hated it and it became a chore. I fell out of love with it really when I kept on hurting my back from playing it, and it was just a load of shit. So yeah, hated it. Hated the pressure. Hated relying on other people. That's why I love bodybuilding, because I'm in complete control of what the outcome is, essentially, to an extent, with how I look.
Yeah. Let's have a look. I've got them written down. So, current goals in life and competing.
Okay. Harry, you can go first, mate.
Um,
This is a good question for you to answer, to be honest, because
I know.
I know what your goals are.
Yeah. So my initial goal. So I'm at uni studying sports therapy. My initial goal at the start was to do strength and conditioning, and you're probably wondering like why you're doing sports therapy because I went through clearing, so I couldn't get on a strength and conditioning course. So my goal is or was to do strength and conditioning for a professional sports club. I'm currently doing it at Northampton Town Football Club, which is good on an internship. I'm really enjoying it, but do I think that's where I want to be? I still absolutely love like the strength and conditioning stuff, but I think I want to be online as an online coach. Obviously, I'm still building my knowledge in everything, and I think every coach still is.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm torn between strength and conditioning or online coaching, but with social media and everything, I'm absolutely loving the process of that. Getting DMs saying like, "Man, like, absolutely loving your posts." I've actually got I've just gained a couple of clients actually, which is awesome. Like, absolutely awesome. Can be more happy with that. So I think online coaching is higher than strength and conditioning at the minute. Maybe I could do both. I don't know how busy I'll be. That would be pretty cool. But my goals in competing, I need to get through my first show first before thinking about the future.
Yeah, of course.
So I think, obviously, my goal now is to get stupidly shredded. See how I do on the 10th of August in the Southern Counties. Hopefully, I'll do well. I'm working my arse off at the minute. So my goal is to obviously do well in my first show. I can't say anything for the future, but because I've never done prep before, I might be absolutely dying like 3 weeks out. But I'm absolutely loving the process now. So there might be a future in competing. Definitely, who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really good answer. So with me, like, what was the first question again?
Current goals in life and competing.
Life, that's quite deep, isn't it? In life, wow. So my goals in life in this moment in time are to continue to give the service that I give to all of my clients, and to continue to increase my knowledge over the the next 5 years, and again just get even better at my job. That's probably my main like goal, and of course like around that, be supportive to my family. I'm not really like a big guy on. I don't have like a bunch of people I speak to. I'm very much quite an insular person, so I just kind of like crack on with my day and just get my work done, and coach my clients and train and do all that kind of shit. But my main goal is to just be the absolute best online coach I can possibly be, and obviously launching my membership site, just providing 10 out of 10 content on there as frequently as I possibly can. I'm going to have loads of my clients documenting the process on that. Like Harry, we spoke about this literally like the other day on WhatsApp. It was the other day. And going to get everything rolling in that kind of sense. But I don't really have any I have business related goals, like where I see my business in the next few years, and I see my business being even bigger than it is now. But I don't really make money related goals, to be honest. I don't really again, me and Harry actually spoke about this the other week, and I don't really care too much about money. I just focus on delivering the service that I should be giving, and giving my clients what they deserve. And if you focus on that rather than what you're earning, you'll actually be able to look back in 10 years and think, holy shit, without even thinking about the money, you don't even need to think about it, because you will never have to worry about money again. That's one thing I always say to people is, you don't actually have to think about it if you're really fucking passionate about what you do, because you're just if you're good at it, you're gonna get paid anyway, regardless of. Of course, we all need to get paid and etc. We all need to earn money to have a good life, and I absolutely agree with that. But if you're passionate about what you do, you don't really need to think about money, because it will just come anyway. And with competing, I would say my goals are to earn a WNBF pro card in the lightweight category, depending I don't put on too much muscle. In the next few years, do I think I'll do that in my next season? No, probably not. I think in my next season I could place really high at a British, which will probably be my goal. But I think I give myself 2 more seasons doing. So 1 more season, probably won't be able to achieve that realistically where I'm at. But a year after that, or a couple of years after, I think that will be on the cards. But again, at the moment, I'm just ticking along, really, just training really hard and getting stronger. That's pretty much me. Yeah. Should we do 1 more question, mate? I don't want to keep
I've got relationships and bodybuilding.
Okay, this is a good question.
This is a good question.
Yeah, this is a good question. So, do you want me to answer first?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so relationships and bodybuilding, I really do think that it absolutely can work, 100%. Now, when I look at around, I see a few people who are in relationships, like my best friend AJ is in a really good relationship, and that seems amazing. And I feel like it definitely can work. I think that it requires a lot of effort and patience and perseverance between both people. I think if you're with someone and you're bodybuilding, like for example me now, it's hard for me to kind of talk about this on camera actually, but I kind of like last year when I was competing, I kind of fucked up a bit when I was in a relationship, which wasn't good, and it was in the moment it was a mistake, and I if I could go back and change that, 100% would. I was with someone who was incredibly supportive towards me and my goals. You probably, like everyone watching this will probably know her name was Amy. You'll probably remember like me posting about her and stuff, and like looking back at that, I was a fucking dickhead actually in those moments. But when you're prepping, you kind of lose sight of being a bit what's normal, what's not. And you know, in hindsight now, I wouldn't have acted how I did act. I just wasn't being the boyfriend that I should have been. That's why the relationship had to end. It wasn't fair. But moving forward, obviously learning from that, it's, you know, I wouldn't say it's a mistake. I'd say it's just a really good lesson learned. So I can apply, you know, now my experience on for myself, and even my clients who actually I speak to all the time, and if they message me saying like relationships is being a bit of an issue, I always just, you know, send them a voice note, and I'll just say, look, don't let prep, bodybuilding, bikini, whatever you're doing, you know, dictate what kind of happens with your relationship. And I've actually had to do that a few times with a few people, because I just have to bring them back down to reality and remind them that they're not an IFBB pro, they're not earning their money from bodybuilding, they want to have a life after bodybuilding. So why don't you just stick it out? Yeah, sure, you're going to get irritable, you're going to get pissed off, you're going to get hungry, yeah, you're going to snap at people, but remember that, you know, if they've supported you through the process, you know, everyone falls out, everyone has arguments and stuff. It doesn't mean you have to just end your relationship. So my advice to anyone and experience would be just, you know, I've learned from something that's happened in my life, and again, going forward, do I think I could be in a relationship at the moment? That's a good question. I don't know. To be honest with you, probably not right now. I don't feel like I could, no, because I feel like I've taken on an insane amount of work. That again, I was actually chatting to AJ about this. I've taken on ridiculous workload, and he was like, well, that's fine. You haven't got a relationship. You haven't got to worry about that kind of side to it, which is true. But moving forward, though, I don't feel like I'm ready for one. I feel like I'm just I need to kind of get through the next few years and just get rid of this kind of obsession with bodybuilding, let myself just chill out a bit, and then maybe in a few years, perhaps we could look down the relationship route. But again, if it happens, it happens. What about you, mate? That's a very extensive answer, that.
That was a good answer. That was a very good answer.
Yeah, guys, take all that with a pinch of salt as well. Like, those are my thoughts and experiences with what's happened last year and myself, and what I'm doing, like how I'm approaching that with clients as well. So don't, like, that's just me and how I'm feeling in this moment about my previous experience, okay?
Yeah, that was a good answer, mate. Mine was sort of similar. Like, I came out of a relationship around Christmas time just because my head was just focusing on my off season, on training, nutrition, everything like that. And I think you've got to have such a strong support network. Yeah. I think, so we got together when I wasn't into fitness. I was just eating what I wanted, going out when I wanted and everything like that. But then when I got into fitness, it sort of changed completely. Yeah. Like, I was a massive gym head, like absolutely loved going to the gym, nutrition, everything like that. And I just don't feel like we clicked because we weren't into the same things anymore. Yeah. Which is quite upsetting because she was a very, very nice girl, to be fair. Like, yeah, I don't want to go too deep into it, as you said, but
I remember you talking to me about it, mate. I literally remember the conversation that we had about it. Do you remember?
it
Yeah.
was dreadful, to be fair. Like, and it was just coming into the new year. Like, I knew prep was around the corner.
Yeah.
Uni was absolutely massive, and it's like the busiest time of the year now for uni. But going into the year, I just kept a positive mindset. I was like, you can get through the hard times, and if you get through the hard times, you're just going to grow as a person.
Yeah.
So I think having a strong support network is probably the best thing. Say if you do go in a relationship, you've got to tell them, if you're into bodybuilding, you've got to tell them what you do and why you're doing it, so they understand why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Because if they don't understand, if they don't support it, you probably won't do as best as you could.
Yeah.
In prep or even just in general. Because I know that in my off season at the start, I don't know, like my food, I don't know, like I wasn't eating what I should have. Like, I was having really late nights. I was still going out. That was right at the start though. Like, probably a week in, I was just like, this isn't good. So then that's when I started to fully concentrate on everything, but she wasn't supportive of that because she wasn't into the gym as well. But all set aside, it's absolutely fine now. Like, I'm absolutely buzzing. Like, literally, bring on the 10th of August, my man.
Yep.
Like, literally, I cannot wait.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
110% into everything. So yeah, it's good.
And body power, mate. Body power is in what you're coming, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I think I'm going to come for the full weekend.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to be there. I'm going to drive up on like Thursday fucking morning, mate. Because I don't know what I'm going to do with work, Harry. This is a good question. Like, what do you think I should do?
For work?
Yeah, because I'm going to have work, aren't I? I don't know how I'm going to manage work that weekend. It's going to be
Take it up with you, mate.
Yeah, I know, but if I'm at body power, I can't be fucking.
I know.
Top, can I?
How many of your clients are coming in? All of them, or?
Yeah, like I think at least 35 people will be there. 35 of my clients will be there. Not like coming just to see me, but just that body power. But quite a few of them, to be fair, are coming to see me, which is awesome. So I need to make sure that I bring the rucksack worth of 100 hoodies in my bag. But that's going to be, obviously, that's sorted now, man. I've ordered a load of hoodies, so I'm going to get them printed on Tuesday. So I'll have them all sent out. I've had so, because obviously, you know, people have been on the fucking case of that.
Oh,
I know,
including myself.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I know, and I wanted to get it done as well, but like, I ordered 4 and a couple of months ago, and they came fucking back wrong, like the wrong fucking name and printed on it. Yeah, so I was like, you know, I'm not gonna order 20 hoodies and they'll come wrong. So it just pissed me off so much. So I'm gonna buy the hoodies individually and then go and get them printed in a printing shop, so I know what they're putting on it and I can tell them this is what I need on this hoodie. Get it right. Yeah. But yeah, awesome. That's been a good little chat. It's half an hour. Wow. Okay. Awesome.
Is it?
Yeah, shit. It's a long video. That I wasn't expecting it to be half an hour. That's fine though. Anything to leave it on, Harry?
Just thanks for having me on, mate. Like, it's the first time I've actually spoken to you, like, not in person, but you know what I mean, like face to face, actual chat rather than like check-ins and everything like that, which is good. Like, we definitely need to grab a session, and obviously,
mate, absolutely, yeah, like 100%. Like, mate, you know, you're welcome. It's hard for me on the weekend to travel. Because of work, it makes it almost impossible for me to do it at the moment. I just can't not be at home and stuff. It makes it like in the week or something. We could definitely hook up for a session, or if you ever wanted to come down to here, man, like you're always welcome.
So after the 16th of May, that's when everything for uni's finished. I'll always be about, mate. Like summer holidays, I can come down like every other week.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's pivotal for me as a coach to see my clients how they look in person, man. Like pictures don't always do people justice.
Yeah.
Sean looks way worse in photos. Do you know that? Worse.
Really?
Worse. Yeah. Like,
what is animal?
Yeah, I saw him in person. I was like, mate, you do not look like this in pictures. So now when I look at the pictures and they start to look good, I'm like, fuck, in person, he looks ridiculous then.
Yeah. So I need to work on my posing a lot more.
Yeah.
Definitely. So that's why I want to come down as well, just to see what you think of it and everything like that.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I can definitely put you in the right side of kind of like angles and stuff. I'm not a posing coach. but I can definitely see how you're looking in regards to conditioning. I would suggest, I love how we're doing this on live feed, but I can cut this, can't I? I would suggest that we're that potentially you could get like, I don't know, maybe a posing session with someone who's, you know, practices that, and that's their job.
Oh, is it Dan Calloway?
Yeah, I know Dan, blonde guy.
Yeah, he's from Northampton. Like I always see him, and he's just like, if you ever need help posing,
Yeah.
then
I
see
know
him.
Dan. Dan was it's funny actually you say that, because when I was prepping, like, when I was competing last year, he was one of my eyes that I was sending photos to every morning for like, what do you think? He's a good guy. He's really good bodybuilding, great bodybuilder. Yeah. And I think he was like the UK FBA. I think he won the British one year. I might be wrong, or I'm not sure, maybe, but he looks fucking awesome. Anyway, right, let's leave this here at 32 minutes.
Nice.
Good to have.